Hello and welcome everyone. This is Mark Henry for another Opmantek Wednesday walkabout. Today we're going to talk about capacity reporting with opReports. opReports includes approximately 20 separately designed available report types. Each report type can be completely customized to identify the group of devices, or if it's a report that includes information on interfaces, you can also identify the interfaces by listing them, selecting them, providing a regex, etc. So it becomes very, very flexible as well as extremely informative. Trending and informational reports include a WAN report, which covers WAN-specific identified circuitry, the quality of service report, the response type report, the interface utilization report, and the interface capacity report. Today we're going to talk about the interface capacity report and take a look at one. I've already created an interface capacity report, an ad hoc one. So I've selected a 7-day window, and we're going to take a quick look at what the past 7 days has. This report lists all of your interfaces by node name and interface in alphabetical order. Right off, the first interface that we have here, Asgard Tunnel 100, which is marked as the connection to Oxford Lab. You can see that there was high utilization, running at about 86, 87, 88% between Wednesday afternoon and late Friday night or early Saturday morning. While this was high, it not necessarily exceeds or reaches the full 100% of reported available speed in or speed out. Scrolling down through the report, what I'm looking for is that capacity chart. I'm looking for anything that approaches or exceeds the red horizontal line, which again is my maximum speed or maximum bandwidth, again reported for that line. Here's another example. We have GC Router 1, Tunnel 100, connection to Oxford Labs for that same time period. Scrolling further down, you'll see we now have Meatball. Meatball happens to be a small Cisco router, a little 8-port router that we have in the office. You'll see that it's running very, very high. Each of these spikes that exceeds that red horizontal line is actually exceeding the 100% of reported capacity for that circuit. So it's important to note that just because the device reports a speed, those are actually static fields on the device. It's part of the device's information package. And that reported number could either be higher or lower than the actual speed through the device that's being used. So it's important that either the device is updated appropriately or that those fields for maximum in and maximum out speed are updated and overridden in NMIS. That'll ensure that all of your percentages are correct. So this device is reporting that it's running at 95% on this interface. If we look up one line to the previous interface, you'll see this is a perfect example. This interface is reporting 396% utilization. Obviously, you can't use something more than its the total 100% capacity, which means that the reported speed in or reported speed out of 820 kbps and 8.1 megabits per second is probably not correct. You can see in the max speed, the actual usage is 9.1 megabits per second, but the reported max speed was 820 kilobits per second. So that should be corrected and cleaned up in NMIS. And as soon as you do, you can rerun your reports, and your new rerun report will actually have the correct calculations. Older reports are static, and they won't be updated. I'm going to return back to the opReports main dashboard now. We're going to take a quick look at a saved WAN report and the differences between that and the interface utilization that we just took a look at. So I'm going to take a look at a daily report. And I'm going to zoom into this so it's a little easier for you out there in the internet to see. So this first line, right off the bat, we have an interface on Meatball. We're seeing several conditions here in the left-hand column. Router has very low interface availability. That can be seen in the availability column. It has 77.8% availability. The third condition is WAN link has acceptable utilization. And then the third issue is WAN link has very high utilization. So you'll see that the interface dialer 1 marked as escape back to the cloud. This is the same interface we were just taking a look at a minute ago. You'll see that it's reporting back in the max in and out speed of 820 kbps in and 8.1 megabits out, and its average utilization is 210% and 1025%. Again, this is the interface that needs to be updated either on the device or within NMIS and overridden there. Once that's taken care of, these reports will provide good, accurate information. Scrolling down a little further, we'll continue to look for red line entries. We have one here on the Charlotte server. Router has very low interface availability, and again, the availability on this router is 50%. And WAN link has acceptable utilization. Looking down again, we have another example here, GC Server 1. Router has very low interface availability. So we'll want to investigate what's happened on this interface and why it has such low availability. Was the far end connection turned off, disabled? Is it an internet connection that goes outward bound, and maybe the ISP has dropped the connection over time? This report happens to cover just a 24-hour period, so you're gonna see more spikes in shorter time periods than you would over longer. Here's an example on the Melbourne server. Router has very low interface availability, 50% again. All three of those servers are probably connecting through the same switch. And here's a perfect example here. Router has very low interface availability. It's not even reported. And we have a recommended action: investigate device and carrier for interface problems. So again, these were just two examples of several of the different capacity and trending planning reports that are available in opReports. The overall concept is that you don't create reports just to create reports. You create reports that drive activity. So for example, node health reports to drive daily troubleshooting, daily upkeep, maintenance, and repair of devices, daily event reports to help the engineering team understand what the background noise and static is across your network, and of course, weekly or monthly WAN and interface and traffic summary reports to help drive management's decision on equipment investment. So that concludes today's Wednesday walkabout. I hope you've all enjoyed your time here with me today. I know I have. Thank you all very much, and I look forward to another walkabout with you next week.